Hey folks, Landstryder here, and you're watching episode 27 in season 2 of my Nightmare series, and this is Agrarian Skies. I've just been hanging out, quite excited for this episode. I'm finally going to get around to building my big reactor. I've got all the parts here in my inventory that I put together last episode, plus all the extra bits and pieces, I hope. The only thing I'm a little bit low on still is the gelid cryothium that I'm going to use for the coolant inside, but I might have a solution for that. I've been creating the cryothium, CRY, cryothium by making the blizz powder, which can be made by snowballs and a fluid transposer with distilled redstone. But since I've upgraded to Agrarian Skies 2.1.4, blizzes will now spawn in cold biomes on stone floors. Now I actually did have one spawn earlier for me. Unfortunately, it spawned in this room underneath my altar down here, and while I was trying to get it into a net, which I went ahead and made a net for, I was like, oh look, there's a blizz, I'm going to get it in this net, and then I can take it to my otter spawner room and get all the blizz powder I ever could possibly need. Unfortunately, while trying to get him in the net, he got blown up by a creeper that was also in the net. And now I have not been able to get another one to spawn in here since then, unfortunately. They don't even want to let me in there, so. But anyway, since this is in a cold biome and this is a stone floor, he will actually spawn in here, but quite rarely. So, if I don't see one show up in the course of while making my reactor in there, I will have to go to an alternative plan, which is that platform that I built right there that I used to spawn to get my cold bees, which is why I built this little bit of a platform here. You can see underneath here there's grass. I did have some flowers down here, and I had set up some of the scented hives to attract the cold bees. And I ended up already getting the cold bees and put them away, so I'm really not using this platform for much of anything right now. So I might convert that over to stone and see if I can't get some blizzards to spawn on there. But before we need to really worry too much about that, we need to build the big reactor. So let's get to building the big reactor. And I'm probably going to want to first get rid of this mob drop loot out of my inventory. So, oh look, another miniature herd. Nice. Get rid of that mob drop loot out of my inventory and grab my builder's wand. That'll help. And go ahead and start with building the reactor. Now let's see, if I look at where my chunk lines are at. Okay. And I wanted to build it so that it come right up against that walkway up there. So it's actually going to start right here. It's going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's right. 7 tall. Perfect. And I actually want to bring that. Now, I made some reactor glass so that I'll be able to see into the reactor. But that's only going to be on one side, and I think it is going to be this side over here, because I want to be able to, walk over here, look inside the reactor. Probably all the interfaces and stuff will be on this side, so all the interaction will go on the side facing the industrial room. Let me just clear out this wood, because I'm going to want that to go all the way up there. And then I will remove that walkway, or that guide up there, or I might move it around, because I'm going to have a window glass on the top too, so I can see down in through the top. So that should, I'm hoping that it'll look pretty cool when it's all done. So this side's going to be solid. We got 1, 2, there we go. That side is done. Just put the 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I go too many? I think I did. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I went one too many there. I guess go ahead and grab my sigil of magnetism, because I don't want to drop any of these. I believe I have exactly the right amount of these made. I'm going to be careful about that. Oh, I'll probably turn these chunk lines off so that that's not... Oh, yeah, that looks better. So now we can see what's going on a little easier. So this side over here is going to be my glass, so I want to go ahead and bring this side over. Looks good. Now this side here is going to be where all my interfaces and interactions happen. So I want my reactor power tap. Can go right here. Why not? It looks a good spot for it. Reactor power tap. I may as well have my import and output right next to each other. No worries about that. I have an idea about how I will get that to work. And then I will put the reactor control next to that. And finally I want to put I made a RedNet port, reactor RedNet port. That's going to allow me to do some automated controlling of the reactor. So that looks good. It's 5. No, it worked out just right. So now I need to put my floor in here. So if I hold shift with my builder's wand, I can actually just build flat across. And there we go. That looks pretty good. Now this wall is going to be my window wall. I'm going to see through. So get the reactor glass here. 4. Okay. But, yeah, and there's the 20 left over. One's for the top. And I should have 2, 3, 4, 5 more walls. And that looks exactly right. Now yellorium rods. Let me go ahead and remove that. I'll probably frame this in again with the you know, build this out around here with the jungle wood again, and refix the fence. But let's get the yellorium rods in. So I got enough to make. Does this seem right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. The glass is throwing me off a little bit because I can see through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, and 1 in the middle, and the final one. They are in a, you know, the X pattern there. Looks good. That looks really good. And then they're going to get the reactor control rods on top. There we go. That looks pretty good. So now all I need to do is fill this up with cryetium for maximum cooling and efficiency. And then it should be about Got a little too close to that sludge burner again. Gotta be careful. Should be a little more careful of that, but does not look like any of those mobs spawn down there. So no blizzards. So why don't I real quickly grab some? I got some stone. Grab a little more stone. Some smooth stone. Set up my wand of equal trade. Make sure I got some flight. Yeah, I'm good on flight. Jump down here. If I come over here to about the middle. Yeah, that should change out all the stone. And it looks like it should spawn there. So I picked up all the dirt from there. So what I think I might do to increase my chance of getting some blizzards is extend this platform a bit. Just bring that on out this way. And bring this on out this direction quite a bit. Okay, and then I'm just going to keep an eye on that area and hope that I see a blizz on my radar. And if I do, I'm going to run down there and grab it in my safari net so that I can get some more of this blaze, or get some more blizz powder without using up all of my, well, snow's not an issue, but using up all my redstone. I got quite a bit of it, but oh, and something else that happened between that really makes me want to get this big reactor going. I had a little bit of a power crisis. My resonant energy cell actually dropped almost down below 10 million RF. And I thought it was because I've been expanding my ME system a bit, adding recipes, auto-crafting with it. It's up to around 25 MJs. That's 250 RF a tick of power consumption from that. And all of these machines are, running off of this system. And when I moved my slaughterhouse down here, and it's been operating a lot more frequently because the large number of mobs that are being spawned. Which I should take a quick look at that, see how that has progressed. Look in here. Does it go with the flow? Fluid protein. Wow, I'm already up to 40%. That's really good. It's moving so much faster now that I've moved that down there. But yeah, it is using more power because it's actually operating more often because there's something for it to kill. So I thought that because of all that, that's why my power started to drain out. But that's not what the actual problem was. The problem was I had run out of sugar over here because there was no more sugar in the system, and I hadn't changed it. I had a basic export bus, so I switched that to a precision export bus so that I could then tell it to craft the items, the sugar, when there's no sugar, when it ran out. And then I added the sugar recipe over here. Also added a few other ME related recipes just to make it easier for me going forward. But yeah, it was dropping relatively fast. I couldn't figure out why for a minute, and then I started actually looking through the system, and I noticed that the bottles were stuck right here because they didn't have no sugar to process. But I am getting quite close to the upper limits of this system. This is drawing 250 RF a tick, which really only leaves me 200 RF a tick left over for all the other machinery that this is running. Because I did some calculations, and when the when the potion comes in here, it lasts exactly 40 seconds. So between the three of these, I get 960 RF a tick while they're running. But these potion stands take exactly 20 seconds to run through their cycle. So it takes 20 seconds for each of these to work the potions, which equivalates to basically these only run about half of the time that they could if I had like a much bigger supply of potions, but where I could feed potions into these constantly to keep them running continuously. So they only run about 50% of the time, so that averages out to around 450 RF a tick for them, maybe just slightly less, but I think it's just, yeah, there's a small amount of time that gets consumed in the bottles being, flowing through the ducts. And a while back I had replaced all these ducts with the impulse ones so that time would be minimized. Anyway, don't see a blizz down there yet. I don't see any mobs spawning down there right now, probably because it's daytime. Might need to cover that with another bit of stone just to get the mobs to spawn down there on that platform. But while I am just going to wait and see if they spawn during the next night cycle. For now, I'm just going to show you real quick how I'm going to fill this up with cryoethium. Cryoethium is one of those fluids that when you place it in the world, the source block will go ahead and flow downward. And you just see I'm getting snow up here. That's because anywhere there's cryoethium, it will turn the surrounding area into, or the surrounding blocks, it'll cover them with snow. So a good way to farm snowballs if you wanted to. You could just put a block of cryoethium in the world and snow will form all around it and you can sit there with a shovel all day. Similar to the way a snowman's snowball farm would work. Okay, I'm back. I've used up the cryoethium that I had. It doesn't look like I've gotten quite half of it full. I need 100 buckets total, I calculated, to fill this up. And I've started working on expanding the platform out a bit. I figured I would use this jungle wood around the reactor itself, and then I would expand this bit of a yard that I have here. Expand this bit of a yard I have here over to wherever it goes. Keep it about even. Yeah, there we go. So I need a little more dirt for that. Because that's grass there, the wand won't work until I put down a layer of dirt. So I put a row of dirt in. And, oh, looks like it's nighttime has come around, so it looks like there's some mobs spawning down there. Yeah, that looks good. Don't see any of what I'm waiting for though yet. Just gonna hold off and hopefully they will spawn eventually. Not sure what's causing that light area. That one area is really lit up down there. Huh. No, it's not too big of a concern. Well, I'll wait for that. I'm going to keep working on fixing the fence here. That sludge burn just keeps getting me. Gotta remember that the glass is not there yet. I could fall in there, and cryoethium's probably not going to do you any... It's not a good idea to swim in cryoethium. It burns. Like cold burn. So, did I... No? Apparently, nothing is spawning down there right now. Is that because it's become daytime? I'm just gonna sleep just to get rid of the rain and snow effects. Or is it because this is covered with snow? Plenty of flight. And there's a creeper down here. I'm not sure if it matters if there's snow out here or not. But maybe I should just go ahead and clear that. Let me grab my, wait, do I have a shovel in my... I do. I have a shovel. I'm just going to make this 3 tall just to be sure that the lizards should be able to spawn here. And now it's enclosed. And I have no idea where all this light is coming from. Is it coming through this door? An awful lot of light to be coming through that door. What if I close that up? What if I'm on the inside when I close it up? Okay, I guess that light is all coming through that door. So now that this is nice and enclosed, didn't get it quite back in the same spot. I'm going to close it up just to make it extra dark in there. I'm going to come up away from it a little bit so that it starts spawning some mobs in there. I'm just going to watch my radar. Okay, I'm back, and I definitely have some blizzards in there this time. I can see their icons on the map. I want to get my light going again though first before I jump in there. Fortunately. Oh, where did you come from? Interesting. I've never had one come up out of there before. A flight going before I jump in here. Oh, I see. It's nighttime. They're spawning up on the roof here. So in order to get the blizz without chancing my... There he is. I don't want him to blow up. I just need to get one of these guys in a net. Here goes nothing. Got him. Oh, boom. And all the skeletons are really mad at each other now. That was humorous. But I got my blizz in my net. That was the important thing here. And now I can just go ahead and punch my way out here. I will come back down later and tear this down off camera. Not a big deal. But I can bring this up here now. Whoops. And put my blaze spawner in one of these spawn rooms here. Don't know if I've covered it on camera yet, but I did modify how this spawn room is going to work eventually. I got the 2 spawners here. This is primarily for skeletons, and then there'll be witch water out here in this outer hallway here that will push the skeletons to their death in front of the autonomous activator that will have a cleaver in it that has some good enchantments on it. And what will rest in this position right here will be a mob router, which I'll come back to at a later time. Right now I just need to get some blizzes. If I go ahead and toss my blizz spawner in there, it should start kicking out lots of blizzes for me, which I can just go ahead and kill manually. Great. So I'm going to kill a bunch of blizzes off camera here for a minute until I get a whole bunch of blizz rods, and then I'm going to go ahead and set my system up to start making me blizz powder. So I'll be back in a few. So that takes care of them, and then I can go ahead and pull another stack of Gryethium out of here and toss it in the magma crucible. I kind of lost track of how many buckets I still need. I added a few more to this, but it still needs looks like it still needs quite a few for me to turn it before I turn it on. You know, finish it up and turn it on. Definitely going to get to that this episode. But while I'm waiting for that to process, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this system installed or not. It's kind of run its course, and once I have the big reactor, I shouldn't need any other power systems. And in this room has just become a conglomerate of a mess, because I've just been kind of adding things here and there and everywhere, you know, wherever I could fit it in and keeping it tight. It makes it kind of hard for anybody else to really see what's going on with it, but I added another furnace. In fact, I wanted to take the toast recipe out of that furnace and apply it to this furnace, so that would actually, that should help. Yeah, that should speed up the toast quest just a little bit, I hope. Yeah, looks like it will actually improve the speed at which it's, because I'm only up to 32% on this. It's been a few episodes of working on that. So maybe now that I have two separate furnaces working on that, that'll help. So any of the multi-stage, I don't know how many multi-stage things there are where you have to like cook it twice. Toast being the main one. You know, I can, and then plus I was out of space for, you know, adding furnace recipes, and I think there was something else. There was some furnace recipe I was wanting to add to my system earlier, and I don't even remember what it is now. But so yeah, I added that furnace. I put this back here, this piece of item duct, because this does have a chance of producing propolis when it squeezes honey. And I changed the functionality of this pipe slightly so that theoretically I whitelisted honey here, and then I don't think I have anything. Yeah, there's nothing on this one, so theoretically it should split the honey between the machine and the honey drops between the squeezer and the and going back into the system, because I do need some honey drops to use in my analyzers. So if I realized that, I was like, I wanted to analyze some trees and stuff. The treealyzer and the beealyzer both require honey drops to be able to use them. So I do want to, I am saving some honey drops. So now hopefully that's working. Probably what I could do to just make sure that it works is to grab out my crescent hammer and tell it to do round robin mode. There we go. So now that should absolutely split the honey drops. Half of them should go into the squeezer and half of them should end up in the system, and everything else should go into the system because it can't go into there because this has a whitelist of honey drops only. Yes. Hopefully that'll work. We'll follow. Well, I'll know better after it's run for a bit. I don't have a ton of honey to put in it. Let me go ahead and get another stack of this stuff and keep it cooking while I go ahead and take a look over here at the, and my potion of flight ran off, so time to refresh that. Well, sun's going down, so this is coming. They won't work at night until I either change their DNA or I upgrade the to using the gendustry apiaries instead, the industrial apiaries. Not going to get to that this episode, but once my power gen, once I have my big reactor done, I will have the power to drastically speed up the process of getting through the bee quests, because I'll have the power to do that. Right now, I'm using these because I just don't have like a ton of spare power. Yeah, I've really been spread my power system thin as it is, so but now that the big reactor is almost done, as soon as I get the last bit of that cryotium installed and put the lid on it, I should have no more issues with power whatsoever. And in fact, if I can, I want to get to building my laser this episode, but that's probably going to have to wait till the next one, because I'm sure that with all the little distractions I've had and setbacks, I will probably be over time already just getting the reactor built all the way. Okay, so let me check on whether or not I have, let's see, I got 23 buckets. Might not be enough, but let's see how far that gets me. Back up here. Get some buckets. And just place these around. And you can tell when it's up to the level because you stop seeing the flow on the surface. Kind of hard to see on with my video settings or whatever. Also, yeah, see, okay, so that one's actually full. So what is it here that needs a bucket? No, must be there that needs a bucket still. Yep, looks like that was the case. Okay, that one's good. Get the insides here. Which I'm quite sure that I don't have enough yet. But it's getting close. I'm getting really close to being able to turn this thing on. I kind of like the way it looks too, especially when you look at it from the window down there. Get these inside ones filled up. Oh, and I'm out of material. Okay, pick that back up. How's that look from here? It's looking pretty cool. Definitely getting close to being done. Okay, I think I'm just going to go ahead and take a cut, and I will be back when I have the last of the cryotium in the reactor and ready to finish it up. Okay, I'm back again, and if we look, we can see that all of the fluid is now still. It is one level below the top surface, which is because, well, it's where we want it, because now I'm going to go ahead and take the last bit of my reactor glass, fill in the top, and as soon as I put in the last block of this, it should form into a multi-block structure. But I've heard that people have had problems with this, so before I do that, I'm going to be right back again, sorry, because I want to exit out, make a backup of my world, just in case there's a problem when I put this last block in. I'm just going to be extra double careful. Be back in a minute. Okay, so I've made a backup copy of my world file. So I'm going to go ahead and put this last block in and see what happens. Alright. Looks like it went smoothly. It formed into a multi-block structure. And now if I come down... Oh, sludge boiler got me again. If I come down here and take a look, yeah, that nice window. Yeah, all the borders have changed. It's formed into a nice multi-block. If I open this, I can see my interface. Excellent. I think one of these needs to be the output. We'll make it this one. Make this one output mode. There we go. And I guess I want to get some power into this. So to do that, I need some yellorium to put in there for fuel. Got 51 bars. Don't know if that's probably not going to fill it up. Let's go ahead and toss that into the input and check. Whoops. Check that's only 51% fuel, so I'm going to need to get some more yellorium ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and tell the system to start crafting me some yellorium. Craft me another stack of that. And I will eventually automate this with the ME system to keep the keep it full of fuel and to take the waste out as it depletes the fuel. So, and I have a plan for this RedNet port, which is to set it up to automatically regulate the power based on the need of the system. So, but right here on the power tap, I want to make some tesseracts for that. I don't want to. I could use the redstone energy cells, but I don't. That's not going to carry all the power that that reactor can put out. At least not through one power tap, and I don't really want to make other power taps. I mean, I could, but I like that just that row of 5 interface blocks for the whole reactor. I think it looks neat, keeps it nice and simple. But what I am going to need is a tesseract. So I need a tesseract. There's the first one, and the other one. There's the other one. So there's my 2 tesseracts. And this one's going to go right over here, like so. That's going to be on the main. This is only going to be sending power. Send mode only. I don't need it to do anything with... Well, actually, it can send items too, because then the reason I'm going to do that is because I can just use a piece of duct and go right from the output port right there, right into the tesseract, which is... I'm going to have that main tesseract set up so that it receives items. Now this tesseract over there, that's my that's right now my on my other channel. It's on a oops, I'm looking at the port, the bus. There we go. It's on my spawner frequency, so that's powering my spawners downstairs. And that also includes my slaughterhouse down there too. It's sending power down there. So what I want to do is for the main tesseract here, I don't want it right here. Do I want it right there? Maybe I want it here. Because I want it to be able to... And again, I'm pretty sure that now that I have the big reactor ready to go almost, I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up replacing or taking all of this out. And I'll do that between episodes. So next episode, this whole room should look a lot neater. I might not change this cluster of machines up too much. it's hard to say. I might make it neat and orderly. I might just leave it the way it is because it's working, and it's a lot of effort to move all this stuff around. But I am going to take out this power system. I've come to that conclusion now. It has run its course for usefulness. And let's see. I think what I want for where I want to put my other Tesseract input for now, and this is only a temporary solution because, like I said, I am probably going to rearrange all of this stuff between episodes, but I just want to get some power in here. So that's going to, yeah, this is going to be receive only, everything. This doesn't need to do anything with fluids. And then I can put an interface right on top of that. Maybe? Interface, probably? I should have put it on this side. Yeah, I'll do that. No. If I bring that out of there, pick this back up. Come on. Pick up. There we go. Pick that up there, and then put it on this side. Okay, and I see my Yellorium should be about, yeah, my Yellorium is done. So if I take that and see, got like floating bits in there now. Let me just use my sigil magnetism to pick them up. That's really convenient, like when you get little bits and pieces that fall down in your machinery and you can't reach them. That sigil magnetism is great for picking that stuff up. So you can see that snow has formed on top of that because there's cryetium on the other side of that wall. Let me go ahead and toss that in there. It leaves me 15 extras. But now my fuel status 100% full, and I'm going to go ahead and activate my reactor. Look at that, it's heating right up and outputting 12k RFs. Very, very nice. I like that output. And this should be going up like mad. It is. It is rapidly filling up the resonance cell in here now. All the power, and then because that's attached there, it's feeding power directly into the hardened energy conduit over here, so I should have no issues with power whatsoever from this point on. I'm not going to get a chance to get to my laser. I guess that'll be at the beginning of the next episode. So there it is. Big Reactor's done. Everything's working fine. I didn't crash my world or nothing. Oh, cool. You can see inside. You can see the fuel rods are full now through the glass. I like that. I like that a lot. Of course, I don't have any flight potion, or don't have any flights left, so I gotta come up the regular way if I want to look in through the top. Check that out. And you can see it's forming snow around here. Again, that's because there's cryetium nearby, which is fine. Of course, there's also a snow biome right there too. Not sure what this is. This is probably desert. Desert? Yeah, it's desert. So snow in the desert. Awesome. So and then to adjust this reactor, I could, since I'm probably not needing nearly all that power, especially once my cell gets filled up, I'll probably let it run at full power until the cell's filled up down here. And then I will work on putting, wow, it's already full, almost. It'll be full here in a second. That is just putting out a lot of, I'm going to look at this real quick to see if that has capped off, and it's pretty much staying pretty consistent at 12,000 RF a tick. redstone. Now see, a redstone energy conduit could almost handle that. So, I mean, if I wanted to, I could just run redstone conduit everywhere and not worry about the tesseract and stuff. But I am going to end up using that tesseract frequency. I'm probably way over my time at this point. Like I said, I will clean this up. You probably see a lot of changes in the next episode. I'll go over everything that I end up doing to clean this room up some. And I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you got some information out of building this reactor. I really love this thing, and it's going to be so much fun to use up all that power. I will find a way to use it all up. So anyway, catch you next time, and later.